The world is full of wonders, but few places hold as much life as this chain of islands. They're scattered across the water like jewels. This is Indonesia, a land of fire and water, of mountains and seas. From above, it really does look like a beautiful green necklace on the blue ocean. The sunlight warms the land, and the air is thick with the sweet smell of flowers and damp earth. Here, nature has created a masterpiece, a place where life is rich and full of surprise. It's a world that feels ancient and new at the same time. The wind whispers through the leaves of countless trees. It's a soft sound, a gentle song that has been sung for thousands of years. Below, the land is a patchwork of colors, deep greens of the forest, bright greens of the rice fields. The dark, rich soil holds the promise of life. Volcanoes like sleeping giants stand tall against the sky. Their sides are covered in thick jungle. They remind us of the power that created this land, a power that is always present, always watching. This is a place of incredible beauty and quiet strength. Listen closely. You can hear the hum of life everywhere. It's in the buzz of insects and the call of distant birds. It's in the rustle of leaves as a small creature moves through the undergrowth. The air itself feels alive. It's warm and heavy, carrying the sounds and smells of the jungle. Every part of this land tells a story of survival, of growth, and of endless change. It's a story written in the mountains, the rivers, and the trees. A story that is still being told. As the sun begins to set, the sky turns into a canvas of orange, pink, and purple. The day's heat slowly fades, and a cool breeze blows in from the sea. The sounds of the day animals are replaced by the sounds of the night. The forest comes alive with a new set of voices. The world seems to hold its breath, just waiting for the darkness. In this quiet moment, one can feel the true spirit of Indonesia, a spirit of peace, of beauty, and of a deep connection to the natural world. It's a feeling that stays with you long after the sun has disappeared. Deep within the heart of these islands lies a world of green, the rainforest. Here, giant trees reach for the sky, their leaves forming a thick roof over the forest floor. Sunlight struggles to break through, creating a world of shadows and soft light. The air is still and heavy with the scent of wet leaves and blooming orchids. Walking here is like entering a great green cathedral. The silence is broken only by the drip of water from a leaf or the sudden call of a hidden animal. It's a place of mystery and wonder, home to creatures found nowhere else on Earth. High in the canopy, a flash of orange moves through the branches. The orangutan, the person of the forest. With gentle, deliberate movements, a mother guides her young one. They swing from vine to vine, their long arms perfectly made for this life in the trees. They are the quiet gardeners of this forest, spreading seeds and helping the jungle to grow. Their deep, thoughtful eyes seem to hold ancient secrets. Watching them, you feel a connection to a wilder, older world, a world that moves at a slower, more peaceful pace. Down on the forest floor, life is just as busy. A world of smaller wonders unfolds. Strange and beautiful insects crawl over fallen logs. A camouflaged lizard waits patiently for its meal, looking just like a dry leaf. The ground is a carpet of moss and fungi, glowing with soft colors in the dim light. Every sound has a meaning. The sharp cry of a bird is a warning. The low rumble in the distance could be a coming storm. The forest speaks its own language, and if we're quiet, we can begin to understand it. But even here, in this green sanctuary, there are whispers of change. A strange silence can sometimes fall over the forest, a silence that feels unnatural. The calls of the birds seem fewer. The rustle in the undergrowth is not as frequent. The great trees, which have stood for centuries, sometimes stand alone in a clearing that was not there before. The forest is strong, but it's also fragile. Its whispers tell a story not just of beauty, but also of a growing concern, a worry for the future of this incredible green world. Beneath the surface of the blue ocean lies another world, a world of vibrant color and constant movement. This is the Coral Kingdom. Indonesia's waters are home to the richest coral reefs on the planet. They're like underwater cities, built by tiny animals over thousands of years. The coral forms fantastic shapes like castles, trees, and fans. Fish of every color imaginable swim through these structures. Bright yellow, deep blue, fiery red. They move in schools like shimmering clouds, or hide in the many nooks and crannies of the reef. The sounds of the reef are a gentle chorus, the crackle of tiny shrimp, the crunch of a parrotfish eating coral, the soft rush of water as a school of fish swims by. It's a busy, thriving community. Here, a giant sea turtle glides gracefully through the water. It has traveled for many miles to feed in these rich gardens. A manta ray, with its huge wings, soars through the current like a majestic bird. Every creature has its place, its role to play in this complex and beautiful ecosystem. It is a delicate dance of life and survival. The reef provides a home and food for countless species, but it also protects the land. The coral structures act as a natural barrier, breaking the power of the waves before they reach the shore. They protect the coastlines and the communities that live there. The health of the land and the health of the sea are connected. One cannot exist without the other. The Coral Kingdom is not just a beautiful place, it's a vital part of the larger web of life that makes Indonesia so special. It is a treasure that must be guarded. But a shadow is falling over this underwater paradise. In some places, the brilliant colors are fading. The coral is turning white. The once busy cities are becoming quiet ghost towns. The fish are disappearing, searching for healthier homes. The gentle chorus of the reef is being replaced by a sad silence. Something is wrong in the water. The balance is being disturbed. The Coral Kingdom, which has thrived for so long, is now sending a silent alarm, a warning that its beautiful and fragile world is in danger. From the quiet forests and the silent seas, we arrive in a different kind of jungle, a jungle of concrete and steel. This is the city, a place of incredible energy and endless motion. Millions of people live here, their lives woven together in a complex tapestry. The air hums with the sound of motorbikes, the calls of street vendors, and the murmur of countless conversations. Bright lights turn night into day. Buildings stretch towards the sky, casting long shadows over the streets below. It's a city that never sleeps. The streets are alive with activity. People are everywhere, walking, talking, working, and living. The smell of delicious food fills the air, rising from small carts that line the sidewalks. Children laugh as they play games in narrow alleyways. Markets are a riot of color and sound, with vendors selling everything from fresh fruit to handmade crafts. There's a sense of community here, of people living their lives side by side. It's a place of dreams and ambitions, where everyone is trying to build a better future for themselves and their families. This city is a magnet. It pulls people from all over the islands, promising opportunities and a modern way of life. They come from small villages and remote farms, hoping to find work and a new beginning. The city grows and grows, spreading outwards and upwards. New buildings appear almost overnight. It's a symbol of progress, of a nation moving forward. For many, it represents hope, a chance to be part of something big, something exciting, a place where anything seems possible. But this city of dreams has a secret. It's built on soft ground, on land that was once a swamp. And with so many people, so much activity, the city is heavy. The ground beneath it is tired. The endless motion and the bright lights hide a slow, hidden change. The city is alive, but it's also in trouble. The energy and the hope are real, but so are the challenges. This amazing human creation is facing a problem that comes from deep within the earth itself, a problem that is growing with each passing day. Along the coast where the city meets the sea, the story changes. Here, the water is not a friend. It is a constant threat. The ocean seems to be creeping closer, claiming land that once belonged to people. Houses that were once a safe distance from the shore now stand in water. The high tide is no longer just a daily event. It is a daily flood. People have built walls to protect their homes, but the water always finds a way in. It seeps through cracks, rises from the ground and spills over the barriers. The people who live here have learned to live with the water. They build their homes on stilts, raising them higher and higher. They use small boats to get from one house to another. Children learn to swim before they can walk properly. It is a life of constant adaptation. But with every year, the water rises a little more. The walls have to be built higher. The stilts need to be extended. It is a slow, relentless battle against the sea. A battle that feels harder and harder to win. The problem is not just the rising sea, it is also the sinking land. The great city, with its millions of people and heavy buildings, is pushing the ground down. For years, people have been taking water from under the ground to drink and use. As the underground water is removed, the land above it slowly compacts and sinks. It is a silent, invisible process. But the results are clear to see. The city is sinking, and the sea is rising. They are meeting in the middle, and the people are trapped. The sound here is the constant lapping of water against walls and foundations. It is a sound that brings no peace. It is a reminder of the ever-present danger. At night, when the city is quieter, you can hear it more clearly. A soft, persistent sound that speaks of loss. The loss of land, the loss of homes, the loss of a way of life. The people here are strong and resilient. They have faced many challenges. But this is a challenge unlike any other. A slow-motion disaster that is happening right under their feet. The rivers were once the lifeblood of this land. They flowed from the mountains, through the forests and fields, bringing fresh water to all. They were a source of food, a way to travel, and a place for communities to gather. The water ran clear and cool, full of fish and life. Children played on the riverbanks, and people washed their clothes in the gentle currents. The rivers were a gift from nature, a symbol of purity and abundance. They connected the land and the people in a sacred bond. Now, many of these rivers tell a different story. They flow slowly, their waters dark and thick. A strange rainbow of colors shimmers on the surface, a sign of chemicals and waste. The fresh, earthy smell is gone, replaced by a sour, unpleasant odor. There are no children playing on the banks. There are no fish swimming in the depths. The rivers are no longer a source of life. They have become drains, carrying the waste of cities and factories away to the sea. They are rivers of sorrow. The problem is visible everywhere. Plastic bottles, bags, and containers float on the surface, forming thick mats of garbage. They clog the flow of the water and get caught on the branches of trees. The river looks less like a river and more like a landfill. This plastic waste will take hundreds of years to break down. In the meantime, it poisons the water and harms the few creatures that still try to live here. It is a shocking sight, a clear sign that something has gone terribly wrong in our relationship with the natural world. The people who live along these rivers suffer the most. The water they once drank is now dangerous. The fish they once ate are gone. The floods come more often, as the garbage-choked rivers cannot carry the rainwater away. The water brings sickness and disease. It is a sad irony. The very rivers that once sustained them have now become a source of hardship and despair. The life-giving arteries of the nation are sick, and their sickness is spreading to the land and the people who depend on them. But in the face of these great challenges, there is hope. It is a hope that is born from the spirit of the Indonesian people. All across the islands, small groups of individuals are taking a stand. They are the guardians of the green. In villages deep in the forest, people are replanting trees in areas that have been cleared. They work with their bare hands, planting one small sapling at a time. They know that each tree is a promise for the future, a promise of shade, of clean air, and of a home for the forest creatures. Along the coasts, others are working to bring the coral reefs back to life. They dive into the damaged areas, carefully planting new coral fragments. It is slow, patient work. They build underwater frames where the new coral can grow, safe from strong currents. They clean the reefs of plastic and other waste. These ocean guardians understand the deep connection between the sea and the land. By healing the reefs, they are not just saving fish, They are protecting their homes and their future. It is a labor of love for the blue heart of their nation. In the cities, a new generation is rising up. Young people are organizing cleanup drives, gathering tons of plastic waste from rivers and beaches. They are creating art from trash to raise awareness. They are using social media to spread their message of conservation and change. They refuse to accept that their beautiful country must be a place of pollution. They are demanding a cleaner, healthier future. Their energy and passion are contagious, inspiring others to join their cause. They are a powerful voice for change. These guardians are not scientists or politicians. They are ordinary people who have decided to make a difference. They are farmers, fishermen, students, and teachers. They are driven by a deep love for their land and a desire to protect it for their children and grandchildren. They face enormous challenges, but they do not give up. Their actions may seem small, but together, they are creating a powerful wave of change. They are the living proof that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can shine brightly. The challenges facing Indonesia are immense. It is a nation caught between two powerful forces: the desire for progress and development on one side, and the need to protect its natural treasures on the other. The weight of this choice is felt everywhere. In the forests, where the sound of the chainsaw competes with the song of the birds. In the cities, where the promise of a better life leads to overcrowding and sinking land. In the rivers and oceans, where the byproducts of our modern world are choking the life out of the water. This is not a simple story of good versus evil. The people who cut down the trees often do so to feed their families. The factories that pollute the rivers provide jobs for thousands of people. The growth of the cities is driven by the dreams of millions for a better life. The problems are complex, and the solutions are not easy. It requires a new way of thinking. A way of thinking that sees the environment not as a resource to be used, but as a partner to be respected. The scale of the problem can feel overwhelming. It is easy to feel a sense of despair when you see a river choked with plastic, or a forest reduced to ashes. The sinking cities and the dying corals are powerful symbols of a world out of balance. Nature is sending clear signals that we have pushed too far. The whispers of concern from the forest have become loud cries of alarm. The question is no longer if we should act, but how, and whether we can act in time. The future of Indonesia, and indeed the world, depends on the choices we make now. Will we continue on our current path, chasing short-term gains at the expense of long-term survival, or will we find a new way to live? A way that respects the delicate balance of nature, a way that allows both people and the planet to thrive. The weight of this change rests on all of our shoulders. It is a heavy burden, but also a great opportunity. The opportunity to write a new story for this incredible nation. We stand at a crossroads. Before us are two paths. One path leads to a future where the forests are silent, the reefs are barren, and the cities are slowly consumed by the sea. It is a path of continued destruction, of ignoring the warnings that nature is giving us. It is a future where the emerald necklace of islands loses its shine, its vibrant life fading away into memory. It is a future that is easy to imagine because we can already see the beginnings of it. But there is another path. It is a more difficult path, one that requires courage, wisdom, and hard work. It is a path where we learn to live in harmony with nature, where we find new ways to power our cities and grow our food without destroying the planet, where we clean our rivers and restore our forests. It is a path where the guardians of the green are not just a small minority, but a global majority. This path leads to a future where the orangutans still swing through the trees and the turtles still glide over colorful reefs. The future of Indonesia is not yet written. The final chapter of this story is still in our hands. The challenges are real and they are urgent. But so is the hope. It lives in the resilience of the people, in the passion of the young, and in the incredible power of nature to heal itself, if given a chance. The sounds of this land, the whisper of the wind, the call of the gibbon, the lapping of the waves, are not just sounds. They are a call to action, a plea to protect this extraordinary place. What happens here, in this beautiful and troubled land matters to us all. It is a mirror that reflects the challenges facing our entire planet. The story of Indonesia is the story of humanity, a story of our incredible creativity and our immense capacity for destruction. But it is also a story of our ability to change, to learn, and to choose a better way. The choice is ours. The future is unwritten. Let us write a good one.